Hello. Thanks for joining us again on the channel. I've always been curious about this one, and now that a friend picked one up, we can finally talk about it. His experience, start to finish. Quick note before we begin. There's a discount link in the description and the top comment if you want to check it out. Now, let's not waste any more time and jump right into the details.
To get things started, let's hear from our first reviewer.
This reviewer decided to share their experience, focusing on both the performance of this router and the choice to buy a reconditioned model instead of a new one to achieve a considerable saving. By opting for a rebuilt unit, they were able to get a higher-tier device than their budget would have otherwise allowed, viewing it as a worthwhile gamble backed by a solid return policy. Upon unboxing, our reviewer was immediately struck by the unit's physical characteristics. It was surprisingly compact, about the size of a paperback book, making it easy to place on a crowded shelf. At the same time, it had a satisfying heft, which they appreciated as it prevents the device from being pulled around by the weight of connected Ethernet cables, a common annoyance with lighter hardware. Other thoughtful physical details included a small power adapter that doesn't hog outlet space and permanently attached antennas that won't loosen and droop over time. When it came to setup, the experience was mostly positive. The web-based setup guide was comprehensive and user-friendly, holding your hand through the initial steps. However, the companion smartphone app proved to be a major disappointment, as this client couldn't even get past the login screen, a common complaint they later found online. While they believe performance metrics are highly subjective to each user's environment, they will say that this is the best performing router they've ever owned, maximizing the potential of their newest gadgets. Despite the excellent performance, there are a few minor design flaws, like a tiny, hard-to-reach WPS button and status lights that are all the same color. More significantly, the device insisted on a firmware update right out of the box, but every attempt to install it resulted in an error. An official support ticket has been opened, but as of this writing, the crucial update issue remains unresolved.
Now, let's hear directly from our first reviewer about their experience.
This reviewer purchased a refurbished wireless router with the specific goal of integrating it as a new node into an existing mesh network. However, our reviewer ran into a significant snag right from the start. The device arrived with very outdated firmware, which created a cascade of setup issues. The main problem was that when trying to add it to the mesh system, the router's web dashboard wouldn't accept the main network's login credentials. This effectively locked the user out and prevented the crucial firmware update. To solve this, a specific workaround was required. This client had to completely isolate the new unit from the mesh network, perform a factory reset, and connect it directly to the main internet modem as if it were the only router in the house. This also required a reset of the modem itself to establish a proper internet connection. Only after taking these steps could our reviewer finally log in, update the firmware to the current version, and perform one last reset. After that process was complete, the primary router in the mesh system was able to find and incorporate the new node without any further trouble. Since sorting out that initial setup headache, the device has been a fantastic performer. It boots up quickly and has proven to be incredibly reliable, working flawlessly with both its standard and popular custom firmware. The performance is impressive, delivering speeds that are a high percentage of the user's total available bandwidth. After more than a year of continuous use, this little router has never caused a problem. In fact, its performance is so strong and consistent that it often feels on par with much more expensive models, making our reviewer feel no need to upgrade to newer Wi-Fi technology anytime soon.
Great! Now let's see what our next reviewer has to say about their experience.
This reviewer decided it was time to upgrade after relying on their old routers for over a decade. Those older models had been incredibly dependable, requiring virtually no attention, but security concerns with outdated software prompted the change. Our reviewer was looking for a reliable replacement that wouldn't break the bank or cause headaches with dropped connections and early failures. After some consideration, this client chose to try a refurbished version of this Wi-Fi router. They've been using it for a month now and report that it performs just as reliably as their old routers, but with noticeably better data throughput, which is crucial for their home office work involving cloud storage. They also noted that this router runs cooler than their previous models, remaining warm to the touch without requiring extra ventilation. Signal strength has been consistently strong throughout this client's approximately 2000 SQ-FT home, even with the router tucked away in a coat closet near the center of the house. Initially, the refurbished aspect was a worry, but upon arrival, any concerns were quickly put to rest. Both units looked brand new, simply packaged in bubble wrap instead of the original box. The firmware was up to date and all router settings were active, suggesting either they were unused or thoroughly tested and reset. The experience was essentially the same as unboxing a new product, minus the actual box. While they didn't provide a full technical breakdown, as that information is readily available elsewhere, this reviewer stated that the average home user, even with several computers, streaming devices, and phones simultaneously online, will likely be very pleased with this router's performance. It delivers data at consistently reasonable speeds without causing bottlenecks on connected devices. As someone who works from home daily and uses a moderate to high amount of data, they haven't noticed any performance dips even when others in the household A.
And that's it. If this video helped, hit like and subscribe for more. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching.